all the disrespect before you play back. Button check. Button check.
What is up, Button Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day of buttons that must be checked. It is 2026 and we are here the first weekend of 2026. So I just dropped a new video on my second channel. I talked about it in the last video. It's called One of the Scariest Things I Had to Do, and then the thumbnail, I went to jail, and it is 100% true story, and I am sharing it. I'm gonna start talking about these things on the second channel. It's not a gaming channel, but it's in hopes to reach a broader audience to help them being more transparent than ever. Not just the gaming community, but every community, so we can actually talk about stuff that we all go through, pull the damn curtain down, anything goes. So hope it helps you guys out and hope it's entertaining as well. So the link is down below if you guys want to check that out and support the second channel. We's about to get these buttons, so without further ado, let's go. All right, now on to the first set of the future of Street Fighter 6 buttons that need to be checked. Maximilian just dropped this video, I think earlier today. So Capcom made a post right before New Year's or on New Year's Eve saying, you know, looking forward to the next year, and a picture of like some artwork of Alex. A lot of people were excited about that. I know that one tweet did numbers. Max, I noticed posting this video, was talking about the future and how the community is kind of tired of everything. So let's break things down. Let's go.
It's to games, you know, in the same version. So Capcom's been talking, and they've been discussing a lot of the stuff that we're talking about right now, about the future of the game, where it's going, and sort of giving some, I don't know if it's hope, but it seems like they are slightly aware of the way the audience is interacting with the game. Its sales are good, the numbers are good. So what happens? And I'll give my predictions based on what they say. So Happy New Year. We broke 6 million units worldwide in cumulative sales. This year, in addition to Alex and Ingrid joining the fight, we will be delivering a packed lineup of hot events like Capcom Cup 12 and more, which...
Okay, but let's stop right there. I don't think, I can see why you saying, well, the numbers are great, so things are, it's promising. But on the flip side, the numbers have always been great with MK. The numbers have always been great with NRS, and then the games fucking tank. They last for 2 years. I think some were saying, you know, this last, I mean, what is it? MK1 was probably the worst one yet. And they did nothing in like Ed Boon and them did nothing but brag about where it ranked all time. Hell, they're dropping a movie. They did nothing but brag about their success, but I guess at the end of the day, you can if you're making your bag as a dev. As a dev, if you're making your money, I mean, you can't really knock them for bragging, but everybody knows when it comes to the life of the game and how the community, especially the FGC, how they view it, I mean, that's a big fat ass L. But does that L really matter when in the casual world, you got a big ass W? So either way, like I said, Street Fighter's breaking numbers, record-breaking numbers with the money that it's bringing in, predicted to be like the best selling, I guess, of all time. But right now, especially when the ones that play it the most, not looking too good. Anyway, let's continue.
Still pay-per-view. We look forward to your continued support. Yes, and yeah, I will say personally, of all the characters that were in season 3, I like Sagat the most. He was definitely really fun to play. I'm looking forward to Alex. I want to see what the heck they do with this guy, if he's going to work with the systems of this game. But outside of that, the director and the producer, so shout outs to Dakota on Event Hubs for putting this article up and the translations. Matsumoto and Nakayama-san, who are the lead Capcom guys, have been discussing the game quite a bit, especially with Famitsu. So we should start dissecting what the hell they are talking about. They mentioned that Alex and Ingrid are on the way, as well as more collaborations for SF6, while the series as a whole is approaching its 40th anniversary, which is kind of a big deal. I think it's going to be 40 years old in 2027. And we're not going to reduce the pace of our collaborations either. That's an interesting thing to say. And in 2027 is the 40th anniversary of Street Fighter. We're currently preparing many things for this occasion. Please look forward to them. This isn't interesting to mention. We're not going to reduce the pace of our collaborations. Now, what kind of collaborations are we talking about, dude? And I'm just going to throw it out there. I personally feel the hope for Street Fighter in the future of where this shit could be going. I hope that they get to a point and they start to realize maybe we can mess around with the balance of the game a little bit more. Maybe we can take a more finger on the pulse, and then you have to dial that in and dial it back. Some people are going to be pissed, and then they're not pissed. You have to find a good cadence of how many patches you can release a year, all that kind of stuff. Nothing is going to make everybody happy. But when you release updates of your game, what happens? When there's content updates, if there's balance updates, what happens? There's an influx of players. I'm the same way. I hear about balance changes for a game that I haven't played in a long time, and I get, ooh, yeah, I want to play that shit. My brain just works that way, dude, for everything. That's one thing that I hope changes. That's one thing that I hope in the future of Street Fighter, that they can sort of look at that cadence and their relationship to their audience and how people are engaging with their game, and understand that, like, hey, maybe we could tackle a few of these things a little bit more frequently.
So how y'all feeling about that? The hopes of the future of Street Fighter 6, but one of the things he just mentioned about, like, the characters, which way are they gonna go with the new season? Maybe they can pull in some from, you know, different franchises. Do we get Third Strike characters? And then there was that whole other debate, remember, which brings me to my next set of buttons. Is it time that the gaming community has outgrown the World Warriors? Now, the World Warriors have always been a staple, obviously, in Street Fighter. When I first came into the scene, I remember the first Street Fighter, and I remember, like, going to the arcade. You had, like, weird buttons. One had, like, a ball or some shit. One had, like, I remember one that had two huge, I mean, the buttons were this big. Literally this big, and you had to pound the damn buttons on the arcade, like on the cabinet. It was crazy as hell. Then Street Fighter 2 came out. I mean, that was just a couple of, I guess, strange versions of arcade cabinets that they had back in the day. But Street Fighter 2 dropped. We had the World Warriors, and I automatically fell in love, and I fell in love with Guile. Then there's been some recent debate over the years, like, we think World Warriors are corny. A lot of people are like, we've outgrown this. We need the Street Fighter franchise to stretch their legs and to stop dropping these guys because they're taking up slots. They're taking up valuable slots from, like, cool new characters that we can have. I even remember this video. This video dropped a while ago, and it was titled, Can Capcom Kill the World Warriors? Check out a clip.
This exacerbated a timing issue, as Street Fighter 3 came at a time when there was some fighting game fatigue, and Capcom had kind of stretched things with the endless Street Fighter 2 sequels. All this meant you had a game that was made for arcades at a time when home consoles were king, and one that used 2D when everyone else had moved on to 3D, and you start to see some other reasons why Street Fighter 3 did so badly. It wasn't even supposed to be a Street Fighter, and only became one when industry legend Akimon suggested they add Ryu and make it a Street Fighter. Now, was the roster a part of the problem? Yes, definitely. But hear me out here. I believe Capcom's mistake isn't that new characters were added. To further my point, bear with me as I use an example from the sporting world, football to be exact, or soccer as us Americans like to call it. So in England, there's a team, Arsenal, who won a championship in 2004 without losing a single game. It was remarkable, and the team that made it happen were considered automatic legends, but then about 2 seasons later, there were barely any of that iconic team left, and Arsenal declined as a result. The point here is that after creating a winning team, it was broken up too quickly with no succession, or new, fresh, young talent were brought in to replace the old guard with no one to properly guide them. Something similar happened to Street Fighter, and suddenly instead of Chun-Li or Guile or Blanca, you had Necro, Alina, Sean, and Alex. No explanation, no connection to other members of the cast. Nothing. They were just there, while slowly phasing out some of the older ones. I love Street Fighter, but I dare say that the story has been held back and could continue to be held back due to a lack of progression of the characters.
Bullshit. I'm gonna sound like an old head. By the way, this video is by somebody by the name of DashFight. I've seen them before. Their link is down below if you want to check it out. But I don't think at all, and I'm gonna sound like an old head, that the story is being held back by phasing out the World Warriors. I have even some comments, and don't get me wrong, we'll see another clip right here, but somebody else started this article a while ago as well, saying it's time to retire the World Warriors. So he had some comments. People are like, I've been playing 2 and SNES, and I love them because of the nostalgia, but they're just too stale. Then sorry to break it to you, but they're never going away. They're too important to the series' legacy. Others are like, no, they're the heart and soul of Street Fighter. It's been proven time and time again that there's plenty of room for others to be included. Remy is lame as fuck. Amen. Remy was the lamest shit that I ever saw, and it almost made me instantly disconnect with that version of Street Fighter. Others say, no, please shut up, and not a fan of any of the characters you mentioned, but I agree with the overall sentiment. Literally been playing Street Fighter since 1992, and yeah, the old SF6 cast can go now. So obviously, some people actually agree with that sentiment, continuing on saying it's always funny, really, if Street Fighter 6 skipped the World Warriors, the amount of people who would complain would equal the amount complaining about the constant inclusion. Street Fighter 3 was a move forward, yet also said not to be Street Fighter because of the complete roster overhaul. People say it needs to move forward, yet others mention how newbies suck because they are not legacy characters, or just complain how ugly and unappealing they all are.
It is my hope that the Street Fighter story moves beyond the current top characters. Street's a proper disciple for Ken and could make him a much better character than he was in the Street Fighter 3 series. It is my hope that the Street Fighter story moves beyond the current top characters and we start getting some fresh blood in the lore department. Street Fighter is a game I have loved all my life and a story I want to see continue for me and start for the new generation coming up. And with that, we have come to the end of the video. Let us know in the comments who among the infamous World Warriors cast would you exclude from a future game.
All right, let's stop right there. So it looks like he's basically saying, yeah, he would like them to be phased out as well. Some people are saying, yeah, but maybe not all of them, because some of them are not as popular as others, right? You kind of reference your Blankas or your Sims. I would say Geef as well, but you have a lot of Geef mains out there, even though he's not that popular of a character at times, because a lot of people feel they always make him weak on purpose, taking away the green hand and shit, you know what I'm saying? Taking away exciting tools, but you always have those character specialists come out, and they make them look really cool, but it's always a select few. Anyway, long story longer, what the hell I'm trying to say is I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with these people that are saying the series is being held back by the World Warriors. The problem is, and I know his sports analogy into, a lot of times sports analogies don't really work with fighting games, but sometimes they do, straight up. Sometimes they do. I think the problem though overall is like, when you move to the next chapter or the next version of the game, we went from 4, and from 4 to 5 was super dramatic. But you had an awesome roster, I believe, in 4, and when you went to 5, it was so many character crises. So many people just waiting for their character. I remember initially Guile wasn't there, so I started playing Ken. I was like, I really don't like this game. I was one of the few to be like, I don't like this game. Guile finally dropped. I liked the game a little more, but a lot of others never got their characters. They literally never got them. Then 6 came back. The hope was reborn. Maybe I'll get my character again and I could connect with fucking Street Fighter like I used to. I don't know if it's just the lack of manpower. I mean, I assume it takes a lot for these devs, but my hope would be, why do we have to outgrow anybody? There's old heads from my generation, like they were saying in these videos or in these comments that we read, we've been playing it since '92. We're still here, we're still kicking, we're still buying these games, and a lot of us are getting our family or friends, or trying to at least, and our kids into the game. We're still doing it. We want to still connect with the series. I don't feel like you slowly make it that much better by phasing out everything that we like, meaning like the characters that we've identified with, because so many people have a character crisis, even the pros. People are always having that argument, just pick such and such if you want to win. Do you not want to win? Well, such and such is top tier, just pick them, simple as that. But their argument is always, I don't know how to play them as the people that are vibing with them and actually enjoy playing them. It doesn't work for me like that because the moveset doesn't really jive with me like other characters do or my main used to. And yes, I use the word jive. But you know what I'm trying to say. It's not just as easy as, okay, I'll just pick up another character that's a lot better. It doesn't really work like that. Here's the ultimate hope that I would want devs to start doing in the future. Why the fuck do we gotta exclude anybody? We had a hell of a roster in 4. 5 got kind of weird, but it was okay by the time it ended. 6, we're feeling like there's a lack of manpower. But why do we have to like choose? Like I said, probably because of manpower, and it's so hard to put so many characters in the game. And some might feel that if there's too many characters in a game, it's somehow gonna mess up everything and make it worse. I get that, but my thing is like, I think every time it becomes new, the same fucking cast should be in the next one, but should expand. If you kind of want to change their moveset or their looks, okay, but it should continue on and the roster should get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, if you want to include it a different way with DLC, I don't know how to do it. Like I said, I'm not the dev. I'm sure something like that might be hard as hell. And once again, it could make the game even worse. I just hate the fact that every fucking time we go to a new version, we have to hope and pray to the Cap gods or the FGC gods that something that we could actually relate to character-wise is in the game. Thus, my ultimate conclusion to everything is no, I don't think we have come to the point, and I don't think we should ever come to the point where we outgrow the World Warriors. Unless you specifically create a game that's not like Street Fighter to do just that. Maybe a spin-off of the Street Fighter series, something like that. If that makes any sense. How y'all feeling? Let me know. Definitely just one more time, Butt Check family. Definitely let me know how you are feeling. It is Sunday. We are checking these buttons, man. I just posted one more time that video on the second channel titled I Went to Jail. It's up and live right now. If you guys want to show the love, I really do appreciate it on that side. I'm going to be posting videos, at least 3 to 4 videos a week on that second channel. So a lot of them are going to be like deep like that, like true stories about, you know, going to jail, my son, experiencing the same thing, divorce. I mean, we getting deep. And my hope is just to reach and help a broader audience. And yes, we'll also do some fun reactions in the future. But anyway, thank you guys for the amazing love. I will see you tomorrow. Much more in the future. And as always, I don't know what it is, but I know somehow, some way, it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
Remy is lame as fuck. Amen. When I came back into the scene and Dirty Low was playing the newer versions and Third Strike, and I was like, where's Guile? Guile's my guy. That's how I was like originally identified with Street Fighter. It was Guile. Oh, we have Remy. You don't need Guile no more because you have Remy. It's like if Guile had a son that looked like an emo kid and he threw booms like Sonic Boom, like he threw literally the most delicate Sonic Boom, just the wackest, lamest Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom, just what the hell is this shit? Almost like I'm too cool, I don't really care about Sonic Booms, but you know what? Sonic Boom. Remy was the lamest shit